Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wine Investigators. For those that celebrate Easter, it's about 6 days away, and I thought I would offer some suggestions for your Easter table. Since a holiday like Easter is all about traditions, I thought I would share some of my long-standing wines that I'm passionate about. When I first moved to Chicago, I spent time both at Charlie Trotter's and at Everest, and that is where I discovered pretty much all of these wines, wines that have endured for me as favorites. A little bit pricier, but we're talking about a holiday. And I'm talking under $40. We're not talking $300 wines, but upping it a little bit price wise for the holidays. Some suggestions. My first suggestion, if you're thinking about offering an aperitif for your guests, would be the Raventoche Blanc de Blanc. This is going to be from the Penedès. It's done in the Champagne method and has been done so since 1872, which is pretty amazing. It's made with the three traditional cava grapes, Parellada, Macabeo, and Xarel-lo. And the family has been making wine on this property for 21 generations. All the wines will be listed. Champagne method gives it sophistication, creaminess, fine bubbles, but this bottle will run you about $17, which you certainly can't say about even mediocre champagne. Thinking about the ham, two suggestions from venerable Alsace producers. First of all, Trimbach. Pierre Trimbach is a 12th generation winemaker in Alsace. Their wines are legendary for that region. But you can pick up a bottle of their Gewürztraminer, which could not be more perfectly suited to a ham, for about $25. And Gewürztraminer has those wonderful sweet and spicy notes, lychee notes, and you can imagine, like spicy food with something salty and sweet like ham, it's an absolute winner. If you want to do something on the dry side, I suggest the Weinbach Riesling. Weinbach is another hugely venerable estate in Alsace. They've been planting vines rather, since the 9th century. And in the 17th century, Capuchin monks took over. The Faller family bought the property in 1898 after the French Revolution, and it is now run by Hubert and Colette Faller's daughter, Catherine. I had the extreme honor and privilege of meeting Colette, Catherine, and Laurence when I worked at Everest, and they were so cool. And I've been a huge fan of their wines ever since. When I did a special dinner for Blackberry Farms when I was the wine director at Table 52, I actually had to cut off the chef's mother because she knew a good Riesling when she saw one, and I needed some for the guests. So moving on to red selections, if you want to do Pinot Noir, which of course is great with lamb and ham, a couple of suggestions. Siduri Pinot Noir, they have been making Pinot since 1994. Is their first vintage. A couple of Texans that transplanted to Sonoma. And I found their Pinot Noir to be extremely consistent over the years. And we're talking about, oh dear, quite a few years since I first experienced it. And Pinot Noir has that wonderful quality of not being too high in tannins, of having good balanced acidity. And if you want something in the $25 range, that is your go-to. If you want to splurge a little bit on one of my favorite Pinot Noirs of all time, the Adelsheim Pinot Noir, which comes in around $35 a bottle, is a winner. David and Ginny Adelsheim first started planting vines in Willamette Valley in 1971, so it's now a 50-year project. I think this wine was perhaps the wine that really got me to fall in love with Pinot Noir even before I really had experienced any of the great Burgundies. You know, acidity, body, finesse. This will impress your guests. If you want to do Cabernet, which folks love, I would suggest the wines of substance, Cabernet Sauvignon. Charles Smith's wines can sell for as much as $134 a bottle for special bottlings, but this comes in around 14. So a hell of a bargain. He started making wine in 1999, selling cases out of his van, and since then has gone on to found not only K Vintners, which became an overnight success, but the House Wine brand, which I'm sure you've seen, and the Charles Smith wines, which he sold off at one point, but those include such popular favorites as the Kung Fu Girl Riesling. But we're going to return to the old world for a taste experience for Easter. This is a Chinon from Pascal and Beatrice Lambert. This is from Chinon, so right in the center of the Loire, and made with Cabernet Franc. As far as versatility, second only to Pinot Noir, I think Cabernet Franc from the Loire is your go-to when you're eating a little bit of everything. So it's going to go with the sides, it's going to go with your ham if that's the route you're going, and it will go with the lamb if that's the route you're going. So we're going to go ahead and give this a little sniff. This is their Les Terrasses, and all the wines will be listed on the website for your reference. So we give this a little smell. You're getting some unripe strawberry and cherry, a funny little bit of Band-Aid box, which is often used to describe Pinotage, but that's probably more that kind of bell pepper quality that Cabernet Franc has. You have to be very careful with it. It's a profligate grape, so you need to prune and you need to control it so you do not get overwhelming green pepper. I'll give this a taste. You're getting smooth tannins, almost what I would say is a fried sage quality. And seriously, this is just a beautiful wine. They have a very small property. They plow it by hand with a horse that they named Isis. So really special, small production, high quality wine. And it's $14 right now at Binny's. Not that I am a spokesperson for said store, but it's in walking distance of our apartment. So in any case, if you celebrate Easter, we hope you have a wonderful one. And if you do not, you can still enjoy these wines. Happy Easter, everyone.